I'll go ahead and tell the story since I'm telling this. This is a true story. This guy was beating up my girlfriend's little brother. I told him to stop, so he punched me in the nose. So I broke his nose, and he had to have nose surgery. And I was a freshman in high school. And then his older cousin, who was a senior and a football star, came about a month later into the cafeteria while I'm sitting there and slammed my head into the plate of food. I got up and beat the daylights out of him. So 2 more football players came over, and I just devastated them. And then a couple more came, and I turned towards the entire bleachers. I shouldn't even be telling the story. And I went, "Ah!" And I charged and ran and just started savaging those people. And I'm telling you, I got so mad that the boot heels came off because about 10 people were on top of me, and I just savagely exploded. Blood vessels broke in my eyes, and I was just like, every punch was just like, it was the greatest drug in the world. I can't imagine the ancients and with those swords and those huge battles, just rah, for hours, just slide. I could just feel it. Ah! And I'd see about 100 people want to charge me. I'm telling you, I would just love it. Because that's when you can really live, is when you're outnumbered like that. Excuse me, I shouldn't even be telling these stories. That's a true story. In fact, one day somebody said, "Is this true?" There was some forum talking about me, and they had shots of my, some listener had shots of my, what was it, high school annals. You know, high school, what do you call it? The thing is, you get every year. Give me your yearbook. They're going, "Yeah, this guy's crazy. One time he beat up like 20 people on PCP. I've never seen PCP. It's called opening a can of whoop ass, ladies and gentlemen. That's what it's called. All right, I shouldn't. It's really terrible to tell that story. But I told the story, and it's true. Actually, I'm joking. MSNBC, it's all a joke. None of it's true. None of it happened. Oh, boy. I'm sorry. People tune in because sometimes I get a little crazy on air. Oh, I'm just acting silly here, ladies and gentlemen. I shouldn't even be telling those stories. That's actually a true story. I say it was probably more like 20 people. I mean, it was a lot. It was a lot. And when the cops showed up, they didn't even do anything. They were just like, what the? Seriously, that actually happened. And then, I'll just go ahead and tell the rest of the story while we're at it. The city wanted me psychologically evaluated. And my dad said, "I know my son's not crazy. Send him to whoever you want." I went, and they had that famous psychiatrist, Dr. Death, the guy that would tell whether somebody was crazy or not for death row in Texas. He sat there and did the analysis on me. People have you ever been to a psychologist, Alex? Yeah, I went to Dr. Death a few times when I was about 14 because the police wanted to know, how can he do this? That's the true story. Well, the truth is you just black out, folks. I mean, the thing is, I never started any fights. And then the problem was I wasn't even that big, so then everybody said, well, I can beat this guy up. And that's why I was in probably 200 fights. But about 75 of those, though, were when I was like 10, 11, 12 years old. But 120 plus real fights. And been in the hospital, had a compound fracture. I've had the whole 9 yards, folks. So I don't recommend fighting. I don't think it's a good thing. And I don't know why I've gone into this big braggadocious storytelling. I've never told that story on air. Probably shouldn't have told that. But now you know a real chapter, Alex Jones. And believe me, there's a lot more where that came from. And I think I'm just going to shut up today and not tell any more of it.